As the sun rises on this chilly March morning in Dorchester County, here on Luthy Farms, just outside Cambridge, it's harvest time. Wait, harvest time? In March? Actually, grain farmer John Luthy is harvesting a perennial that he planted several years ago called Giant Miscanthus. It's a fairly new crop to Maryland's eastern shore, but one that's quickly taking root.
I was asked if I'd be interested in growing miscanthus grass for bedding and poultry. So, that was about 5 years ago, and I never knew what miscanthus was 5 years ago, and now we have 2,500 acres of it planted.
John knew that local poultry integrators were looking for an alternative product to use in their chicken houses.
We used primarily wood shavings and wood byproducts, sawdust for bedding. And the Delmarva Peninsula, we've lost several of our sawmills in the last 10, 15 years, and we just didn't have the product. So we really were looking for an alternative for bedding.
I've sold in some few houses, and I really liked it, and it's a very dry product, which is good when we harvest it in the wintertime from January through April.
Dry bedding creates a naturally healthy environment for chickens.
This miscanthus has virtually zero moisture in it. It's a lot cleaner environment in the house, less moisture, less humidity, better bird health, better paw quality.
The market was there, but for John, planting miscanthus created a few challenges.
And it was a difficult transition, expensive to transition from row crop into this, mainly because of the equipment, the investment in equipment, the buildings, the storage buildings and everything.
But after that initial investment, miscanthus requires very little attention.
There's no pests that bother it, insects or deer don't bother it whatsoever. I don't have to spray chemicals on it. I have yet to fertilize either field, and they're still producing really well.
Giant miscanthus reaches a mature height of around 12 feet. Originally from Asia, it was brought to the U.S. as an ornamental grass, but this variety of miscanthus is different.
So the miscanthus grown for poultry bedding is very different from the ornamental miscanthus grown in front yards in that it does not produce seeds. It's been bred to be sterile. Instead, it spreads, or rather is planted with rhizomes. If I can get one up here. Here's a typical miscanthus rhizome, I think 3 years old. You can see a new spring shoot coming up here. You can see last year's shoot, that's dead now. It comes up with new shoots every year.
In a joint effort between USGS and USDA's Conservation Effects Assessment Project, research is underway to study the benefits of planting miscanthus along row crops.
In this landscape, there's a history of manure application from dairy and from chicken manure, and it's led to an elevation of phosphorus in many of the agricultural soils. So from my perspective as an environmental scientist, I'm interested on what impact does it have on nutrient cycling on farms, right? So if, for example, you grow it in buffers around a center pivot irrigation, your crop may be leaching some nitrogen towards the groundwater. If it passes through a miscanthus buffer, that has the opportunity to take up the nitrogen with the root system and stabilizes it.
And data collected at groundwater test sites, where samples are taken at the edge of crop fields and within the miscanthus grove, reveal promising results.
Data showed the nitrogen under the miscanthus is really low, is around 1 part per million. However, under the cropland, the nitrogen is elevated, is around 10 to 20 parts per million in the same field area.
Upwards of 19 parts per million reduction in nitrogen is a big deal. And giant miscanthus is being used to make biomass products too.
Miscanthus is primarily carbon, 40% carbon. It's also made up of cellulose and lignin, which are polymers in a lot of different products. So any products made, such as like pulp and paper, animal bedding, biofuels, Miscanthus can all be used for.
Products like plates, cups, utensils, and fuel pellets are all made from Miscanthus grass. For now, Giant Miscanthus gives farmers like John another income source when row crop fields are fallow.
It keeps us busy January through April. Very busy.
I think the most important thing is what makes a good living for farmers on the Delmarva in a sustainable way they can pass on to the next generation. And if bringing Miscanthus, sterile Giant Miscanthus, into the mix helps, then that's a benefit.
Thanks for watching Maryland Farm and Harvest. We hope you liked the video. Make sure to subscribe so you won't miss out on future videos. To learn more about our show and watch full episodes, check out mpt.org/farm or just click the link in the description.